Welcome to the lair of the Batty Boffin.
Hi there Batty fans, it's time for a little bit more work with negative numbers. We're going to be adding and subtracting today, and if you've seen any earlier videos you might be familiar with this exercise, which is a way of practicing every possible thing there is to do, in this case with 8s and 3s. Now there are some downloadable sheets if you want to work through these yourself. Pop along to www.battyboffin.co.uk and click on the downloads there, you'll get some. There's also downloadable number lines as well if you fancy those. Now what we did last time was we told ourselves a little story about people kind of giving you money and these pickpockets who would steal things from you as well. Okay, and we're going to be using those stories today, but before we do that we need to finish off making our sums. This is how you make these exercises if you want to do one yourself. First of all, you pick your number. I've picked 8 for my starting number and I've written it down 8 times because there are 8 sums here. Then we pick another number. I've picked 3 as my second number, and again we write that down 8 times. 8 little boxes, we're going to put arrows in those in a minute, very useful, and 8 equals us. Now we need to make things positive and negative, and here's where you get to choose. We have 3 different patterns of adds and minuses. Pattern A, which goes plus, minus, minus. Pattern B, that goes in pairs. And pattern C, that alternates. And we can put one of those in front of the green 8s to make them positive or negative, one pattern in front of the blue 3s to make them positive or negative, and one goes in between in order to make them adds or subtracts. So let's start off. I am going to start with pattern A, I think, in front of the 8s. Right, that's made those all positive or negative. Now I'm going to put another pattern in front of those 3s to make them positive or negative. I think I'm going to use pattern B, and I'm actually going to use it upside down, so I'm going to start from the bottom and work upwards. So in 2s, plus, minus, but I'm going to start from here. And finally, the one I haven't used yet, which is pattern C, in between them to make them adds or subtracts. When you do these yourself, you can use pattern A, pattern B and pattern C in whatever order you like. It'll just make them different each time, and you can use them upside down if you want. Just provided you use each one once, you will always get all the combinations so you can practice them. Some easy, some harder. Right, let's just go through the first couple and then you can finish them off. You have £8 and somebody gives you, hooray, a bill for £3. Not hooray. If somebody gives you a bill, you're worse off, so that's a down arrow. That means starting at 8 on the number line and moving downwards by 3, we get to 5. Positive 5. For the next one, we're again starting at 8 on the number line and somebody steals from you, boo, but they steal a debt. They steal that debt somebody just gave you, in fact. So it's like a pickpocket reaches in and steals the bill out of your back pocket, which means that you no longer have to pay that bill. The thief now has to pay the bill, so it serves him right. If somebody steals your debt, you are better off. So we're going to go up there. Starting from 8 and going upwards, we get to positive 11. Okay? So that's going upwards there. Can you tell yourself the same little stories? Fill in the arrows and work out the rest of them. Right, let's work on those together. Starting off at positive 8, somebody gives you money, so you're better off. Starting at 8 and working upwards, we get to positive 11. That's an easy one, should know that one. Starting at 8, somebody steals money from you. That means you're worse off. Down arrow. Starting off at 8 and going downwards, we get to positive 5. Now for these ones, they're very similar, but this time we're starting at negative 8. So you have negative £8. That's not a good start in life, really. Somebody gives you something, hooray! And they give you a bill, boo. So you are worse off. Starting at negative 8 and going downwards, we get to negative 11. By the way, this is one of the reasons I never ever teach the 2 negatives make a positive thing, because here's 2 negatives making a positive and here's 2 negatives making a negative. So I don't tend to teach that rule because it doesn't work all the time, so I would kind of chuck that one out the window really. Go with this, telling the story, it works. Right, here you've got -£8 and somebody steals from you. Even bigger sad face. But they steal a bill. They're not stealing your money, they're stealing a bill. So that means you are actually better off than you were before. Starting at -8 and going upwards, we get to -5. Okay, you're still in debt, but you're not in as much debt as you were before, so that is good. Starting at -8, adding 3. That one goes up. So starting at -8 and going up, we get to -5. And then the last one, starting at -8, somebody steals money from you. Sticky out your lower lip. Going down, starting at -8 and going downwards, we get to -11. Now, when you do these exercises yourself, you will notice on here, half of the answers are 5s, half of them are 11s. Half of them are positive, half of them are negative. Half the arrows go up, half the arrows go down. It's quite a good little self-check that. If you've got 5 arrows going up and only 3 going down, check out there's something gone wrong there. Okay, pop back next time. We're going to do some slightly longer ones with these. See you next time, Batty fans.
Mwahaha! Mwahaha! Mwahaha!